Are you awake? Remember,
Talk 1470 is WWNN Pompano Beach and 95.3 FM.
welcome to the Good Intentions Show, coming to you live on the UI
Radio Network.
Learning shouldn't stop when the school bell rings. As a parent, you're a key component to your child's education team and the key to making sure that learning never stops. I'm Andy Ford, president of the Florida Education Association. Here are a few things you can do at home to help make education and learning a priority. Talk to your child about school every day. Take your child on family outings to parks, community festivals, and local landmarks. Encourage your child to count money, calculate change, read menus, read newspapers, and write letters. Talk to your child about your family, the holidays you celebrate, and the foods you eat. Learning doesn't stop when your child gets home from school. It's just the beginning. Working together, parents and teachers can make this a successful school year for every student in Florida.
A message from the Florida Education Association. Great public schools are a basic right for every student.
We all share a common journey. We wanted to serve our country, stand for something bigger than ourselves, and protect the things we love. Although we were ready to face any mission, help those in need, and make a difference, for some of us, coming home was more of a challenge than we expected. In the service, we had each other's backs. But as veterans, it can sometimes feel like we're all alone, even when surrounded by our loved ones.
If you're a veteran or service member in crisis or know one who is, call 1-800-273-8255 and press 1. Chat at veteranscrisisline.net or text 838-255.
Those serving in our military, they're the difference.
Hi, I'm Shauna.
And I'm Kiefer. And we're Thompson Square.
We're blessed to be able to perform in front of thousands of people every night.
And when we sing this song, Glass, it always sends a powerful message.
The lyrics speak to how fragile we all are and how life's journey is not always a straight and simple path.
We're honored to be speaking out on behalf of a cause that is very dear to us, Child Fund International.
Child Fund has been changing the lives of children in need for over 50 years.
In 31 countries, they find ways to improve the lives of impoverished kids because Child Fund doesn't let poverty slow them down.
Their mission is to educate, to empower, and to help these children thrive at all the stages of their lives.
And to become leaders of enduring change. This is what Child Fund is all about.
Disrupting poverty, creating opportunities, and brighter futures. Learn how at childfund.org. That's childfund.org.
My name is Sue Smith. I'm 38 years old, and I work at a graphic design company, which is funny, because I couldn't even draw a stick figure when I was a kid. But I met someone who told me, you know what? You can do anything if you really want to. And if the teenage me were here, she'd tell you,
I wouldn't be into drawing and art if it wasn't for Big Brothers Big Sisters. Most kids from my neighborhood don't get into art. They get into trouble. But I was lucky because my big sister showed me early on that I didn't have to be like most people. And to the young me,
that meant a lot. My big sister's name is Sheila, and Sheila is the reason that this 8-year-old grows up to have an amazing job as a graphic designer.
Whether you donate money or time, you're helping Big Brothers Big Sisters help a child. And that can last a lifetime. Start something today at BigBrothersBigSisters.org. Brought to you by Big Brothers Big Sisters and the Ad Council.
The opinions expressed in the following sponsored program are strictly those of the host, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of the station, its staff, management, or sponsors. Welcome to the Golf and Travel Show, the place to fine-tune your swing, dress for the course, club, or cruise, and get tips on the best places to play and stay at the right price. Vacation or staycation, host Dan Shub, along with his expert co-hosts and guests, will tell you where to go. To play golf and vacation, that is. Now, here's Dan.
Welcome to the Golf and Travel Show. I'm your host, Dan Schub, and tonight, like we usually do, we're going to talk some golf and we're going to talk some travel. And just in a few short moments, we're going to be chatting with our guests. And our first guest that we're going to be talking to in just a few short minutes is an old friend of the show, old friend of mine, a guy who I call the hardest working guy in media. He's a golf and travel and tech products journalist. He's an author. And he comes on every year around this time to talk about Father's Day gift items, and that would be none other than my good buddy Rick Limpert. So I'm looking forward to talking to him. He's going to be telling us about a bunch of products. Some of them I'm familiar with, and some I am not familiar with. So we will see. Let's see if we can get that music cut off in the background. Thank you. Enough of that. I feel like I'm competing here. It's a great theme song, but I had enough. In any event, later on in the show, we will be having another guest, and that will be also, I guess you could say, a friend of the show. She's a bit of a world traveler, more so than me, although trying to, I guess, follow in my footsteps, maybe even do me one better. Just back from a trip to Amsterdam, Bruges, and Paris, so we're going to hear all about the highlights and maybe in a few of the lowlights, I don't know, and that would be Marissa Mueller, and she also happens to be my daughter, so I guess she got the travel bug in her genes as well, and she loves to travel around the country and around the world, and she has a little bit of a different kind of an insight into things and worldly things than I might have, and she was always a bit of a picky eater at times, and as she begins to travel the world, she's trying some new things that she never dreamed she would try, and hearing her talk about that is always fun for me, at least. So we're going to be talking to her in just a little bit. But like we always do, we kind of like to kick off the show with a little bit of golf talk. Sometimes it's a little more, sometimes it's a little less. And there's some great golf going on this weekend. Of course, the Memorial, which is hosted by our local famous, perhaps best golfer to ever play the game, and that, of course, would be Jack Nicklaus, and we're talking about the Memorial, which is at Muirfield in Dublin, and all eyes, of course, are on Tiger Woods, another local resident here in Palm Beach County, and he's getting ready, of course, for the U.S. Open out at Shinnecock, which is just about 2 weeks away, or a little less than 2 weeks away. And on day one of the Memorial, Tiger shot a very basic par, which is kind of what he's been doing lately, which is not posting very low scores on the first day and scrambling on the second day to kind of make the cut. And today, yet again, on day two, he was in scramble mode and played much better. He actually dazzled and wowed the crowd by holing out on the 11th hole par 5 for an eagle. So that was pretty cool. And play was suspended by weather, which seems to be something that typically plagues the Memorial. I guess it's this time of year in Dublin, Ohio. There's always a lot of storms and a lot of lightning. So, for the players' safety, they had to suspend play. But, Tiger finished at -5. So he picked up 5 strokes, today. He's tied for 21st. And again, he has a chance, but being, 5 strokes back is not easy. There are so many great golfers in the fields these days, and to spot them that much on the first couple of days is just never a good thing. Also, the women are playing, and they've got a second major, I believe the second major. No, it's the Champions Tour that had 2 in a row. So maybe it's their first major. I'm not sure, but it's the U.S. Women's Open is this week, and that is in Shoal Creek, Alabama. And, it seems that Sarah Jane Smith is leading with a 4-stroke lead, but play also was suspended. They've been having lots of weather issues between Alberto moving through Alabama and dumping a lot of rain, and I guess the moisture in the rain is still there. The course is a bit wet, and there may have been some lightning in the area as well. So not so sure, but in any event, they're suspended too. And speaking about the women, this is an event that happens once a year that I'd like to tell everybody about, and that would be International Women's Golf Day, rather. Every day is Women's Day, I believe, but International Golf Day, which this year is taking place this coming Tuesday, June 6th, and it takes place in more than 46 countries at over 691 locations. Each location conducts a 2-hour golf clinic, or they offer a 9-hole round of golf, and they finish up with a 2-hour social affair. They're expecting 50,000 women or more perhaps will be participating this year to network, socialize, play, to learn. And it's just a great event. Obviously, a lot of the growth in golf is women because, let's face it, back in the day it was more of a men's game. And the women would have none of that, and I'm glad that they're making inroads and having more opportunities to learn the game and to play in more clubs, perhaps that years gone by they weren't even allowed to play. So if you'd like to find out more information about Women's Golf Day, you can go to womensgolfday.com, and there you can find out where golf courses near you are participating. Again, that's this Tuesday, June 6th, so hopefully there'll be a great turnout for that. Now, we're going to be talking with Rick Limpert in just a couple of minutes about Father's Day gifts, and I had an item here that perhaps would be a really good Father's Day gift, so I'm going to kind of kick it off a little bit. It did not quite qualify for Dan's Deals because Dan's Deals, which I usually do towards the end of the show, which I find to be really inexpensive deals for people to get to places that maybe they thought were out of reach. Sometimes they're a little bit more expensive but represent a great value. This might be one of those, but since it's kind of golf specific, I figured I'd throw it into the beginning of the show. And again, this is not for the folks with the beer budget. This is a little bit more for the folks with the champagne budget and can afford to spend a little bit more. But I thought it was just really cool, and I wanted to share it with you. And it happens to be taking place at a Marriott brand, the JW Marriott in San Antonio. And, being a Marriott Rewards member for many years, I stay at a lot of Marriott hotels, and they always do a good job, especially the JW Marriotts, although I've not been to this one. Hopefully, the next time I'm in the area, maybe they'll invite me. But this particular package that I think would be so great for that father that truly has everything, from the gift giver who obviously has a little bit of cash to spend as well. But it certainly would be something that I would never forget. The package is called Birdies, Booze, and Buckles Experience Package. And it's a 3-day, 2-night escape, as I said, at the JW San Antonio, which is in the Hill Country, outside of the San Antonio area, and happens to be where they host, it is the TPC, so they host the PGA Tour there as well. So we're talking about some great golf, but you're also talking about a lot of other really cool perks. So besides just the 2 nights accommodations in one of the resort's best golf suites, we're talking about 1,200 square foot of suite, a little bit more than your typical maybe 300-foot room that you might get in some hotels. You will get bourbon, fine bourbon, and cigars delivered to the room when you check in. You'll get a genuine Texas belt buckle and a bolo tie. My guess is the belt buckle will not be small. Nothing in Texas is small. You'll get personalized golf lesson with the experts at the TPC San Antonio, or if you prefer, a complimentary 18-hole round on one of the 2 PGA Tour courses. You'll get a bourbon tasting in the hotel's Crooked Branch Bar. You'll get to drive a luxury sports car that they will provide you with an opportunity to take a ride through Texas Hill Country. You'll get a $200 credit per stay for food and beverage, which includes in-room dining or any of the hotel restaurants. You'll get complimentary valet parking during your stay, a late checkout of 2 o'clock. The dates that this package are available is from September 7th of this year till December 31st. There may be a few blackout dates. And the cost, which is for 2 people, not 1 person, is just a mere $6,000. So it's, as I said, it's not inexpensive. It's not for the folks with the thin wallet. But for somebody truly special and for somebody who just doesn't know what to get them and can afford something like this, this will certainly be a Father's Day gift that will never be forgotten. So the rate code is ESCC. That's ESCC. And you could book it by going to jwsanantonio.com, or you could give them a call at 210-276-2500. That's 210-276-2500. And if anybody who is listening, like my daughter who's going to be calling in later, she was asking me what I wanted for Father's Day. I'm not quite sure. Well, she's got the budget to send herself to Europe, so You just never know. So if she's listening, this would be perfect. Or if anyone else is listening and doesn't know what to get me for Father's Day, I'm all in. All right, what we're going to do is we're going to take a quick break. We'll have a message from one of our sponsors, and then we will be back. We'll be talking to Rick Limpert, the hardest working man in golf, travel, and tech journalism. You're not going to want to miss it. We'll be right back. Stay tuned for more of the Golf and Travel Show. All right, well, we are back, and the spot is live, so I will take care of that for our sponsor. If your business needs industrial workers, or if you're looking for work, you got to call Labor Finders. Labor Finders places for temporary or temporary to hire opportunities for skilled, semi-skilled, or general labor positions such as plumbers, electricians, concrete workers, forklift operators, drivers, landscapers, hospitality, office clerical, and so much more. Labor Finders has almost 200 offices nationwide. Near here in Boca Raton, they have offices in Homestead, Miami, Fort Lauderdale, West Palm Beach, and in Jupiter. So if you require legal insured workers, or if you're looking for work, call Labor Finders toll-free at 800-864-7749. That's 800-864-7749, or visit laborfinders.com. And we are back. And as I mentioned, this old friend of mine, he calls in usually around Christmas time and Father's Day to fill you all in, because he knows all about what the best gifts are for those folks out there, especially the hard to shop for ones. Personally, I can't stand going to the mall. I like to kind of do it online, but a little bit of a hint and a little bit of help is always good. So he is, as I said, the hardest working man in golf, travel, and tech journalism, as well as author. My good friend, Rick Limpert. Rick, are you there?
Hey, Dan. Happy Friday to you. And I figured if I'm talking to you, it's either Christmas is coming or Father's Day is coming. So
it's either that or we see each other up in Orlando for the PGA Merchandise Show. We, of course, do that every January. And once in a blue moon, we cross paths and end up on some media trip somewhere, and we get to play golf together when we're really lucky.
Yeah, we go to the same places sometimes, just maybe not at the same time. So, always a pleasure when I see you on a guest list or when I get to run into you.
Yeah, we're just typically slumming it wherever we go, huh? Rough life.
Well, you get it. I mean, you understand it. I really do work hard, and I know you do too, extremely hard. And that's why I love you and love coming on with you, Dan, because you actually get it. And
well, yes, yeah. People
fun.
Think this is just free travel. No, we work when we do this, and they work us really hard. You go from sun up to sundown, and then some to see all the sights and figure out what's going on, so that we could share it with everybody else. And it's the only difference is our office perhaps is in different and beautiful places.
That's one way to look at it, and it is fun. There's definitely worse things you could be doing, so I'm not complaining.
And speaking of doing worse things, or doing really other cool things, you get an opportunity to check out really cool stuff that seems to somehow show up at your doorstep all the time, and you put it through the test to make sure that it's okay, because I know you'd never recommend to our listeners something that is just not top notch. So without further ado, why don't we just jump into it? What is it this year that you are recommending for Father's Day?
Yeah, a bunch of stuff, and I really do test everything. So I've been testing, Dan, the new Cobra irons, the smart clubs that they've put out that have the Arcos Connect, Cobra Connect.
So wait, is that smart clubs for stupid golfers?
Well, yeah, you can say that about my game most of the time. But it is fun sometimes to see when you do hit a good shot every blue moon, the data on that and how you actually hit that shot. And with Cobra Connect, they really do give you that information with powered with Arcos, the sensors in each club. And, as golfers evolve, as their games get better, a lot of times they like to see that data, or for new golfers, to see how they improve. It's fun to see how far they're hitting the ball, or their the swing speed, and it really does give you all that. And you don't have to hook up anything additional to clubs. It's all right in there, and you get the data right on your smartphone or tablet.
Well, I remember the first time that I ever had a lesson that was videotaped, my swing, and I had to look at it, and it was horrifying. So obviously we can't see ourselves, and we think we're doing something, and we truly don't know unless you get this kind of feedback.
Yep, Cobra, the first club maker to have the technology embedded right in the clubs. So it's never been easier to get that information. And you're right. The first time I saw when I was videotaped. The videotape does not lie, Dan, and I was mortified.
I know it definitely. You think it's lying, but it's not. So so for more information, you could go to CobraGolf.com and learn about these smart golf clubs. So what else you got for us?
Well, a few years ago, I tried one of those little clip devices for your hat or your belt, and it gives you the distance to the pin, et cetera, around the course. But now one is you can use that, and it'll give you voice commands, or it will give you the information again right on your smartphone from Go Golf GPS. A small little clip, very unobtrusive, fits anywhere, very accurate. 30,000 courses embedded in this little device. And it's under $100, so the prices on these have become a lot more friendly for consumers and golfers, and I really do like this one, how easy it is to use.
What did we do before GPS?
Did we actually walk and mark off from the sprinkler head?
I guess so.
The distances?
I mean, it just seems like so long ago and so archaic at this point, or antiquated.
Yeah, it really does. But it's supposed to speed up the rounds. I don't know if it is or not, but let's just say it does.
Well, let's hope. We can hope.
I'm hoping.
All right, now this next product that you want to talk about, I told you I happen to have one of their products here with me. I'm not sure if it's my look, so therefore I was going to take a picture with this hat on me. But my wife happens to have one of these hats, though, and she absolutely loves it. It's her look. It's like a seafoam color and a straw hat, but these are great hats. Why don't you tell us about them?
Well, and they are at the PGA show, Wallaroo Hat Company, and really good prices, starting around $30. What's great, Dan, is there's so many different styles that there is probably one that will look good on us, and I have found maybe two that look good on me. But, the straw-looking fashionable hats, it's got the UV exposure built right in the hats.
That's key.
And they travel really well. You can fold them up, and they come right back to their original shape, pack them anywhere, and hats for men and women both. So they really got every angle covered.
Well, I got to tell you something. As much as I'm always informing everybody about being careful, wearing sunscreen, wearing hats, I do wear sunscreen. I don't always wear a hat because I'm one of those guys that gets hat head. And, of course, you go into the clubhouse afterwards. They make you take your hat off, and I just look horrible. But I went to my dermatologist recently, and, boy, did I get a scolding about that. I mean, the sun, especially here in Florida or everywhere else in this country, and, during the summer months when people are out there on the golf course, it really is bad for your face and your scalp. Even if, I've got real thick hair, I got to tell you, the sun goes right through it, and you can get skin cancer underneath your hair, and you don't see it. So wearing a hat not only can make you look quite fashionable, but it can save your life. So it's important.
Yeah, important starting with kids wearing hats, especially start them when they're young, and it definitely is. I thought you wore a hat, Dan, so it's very important. You got to wear it.
Yeah, yell at me some. I was a little hard-headed, I guess.
Literally.
Yes, exactly. All right, what else you got for us? Oh, by the way, Wallaroo, it's Wallaroo.com is their website, I believe?
Yeah. Yeah, Wallaroo, the Wallaroo Hat Company, all sorts of stuff available on there, and it changes out a lot, so just keep up with them. The next one, Dan, kind of touch on it quickly. For travelers, the noise-canceling earbuds or headphones really important for traveling. So I found one from Etymotic, however you want to say it. It's $65 and very unobtrusive, very simple-looking. Again, when you see those expensive headphones, different brands we all know, they're one of the most stolen pieces of travel gear are the headphones. So these actually don't stand out that much, but still very good quality and isolate that noise. And you can wear them for exercise and travel. They're very comfortable and fit nicely in your ears. So Etymotic.com.
Yeah, whenever I forget to bring headphones or earbuds or whatever, it's always when I got that crying kid behind me, How does that happen?
Yeah. I always keep one set permanently in my bag that goes with me, no matter where I'm going.
Better safe than sorry. Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, what else you got?
Maybe Dad is into those new shave products. This has become really popular. You can't go anywhere, Dan, without hearing those shaving club commercials, et cetera. So Honors Essentials make skin and shaving products that are really nice, environmentally friendly. They come packaged really well. A rinse, a shave cream, a moisturizer. You get all three, and they're made except with natural products. So if Dad wouldn't buy this for himself, this would make a perfect gift from Honors Essentials, and I've enjoyed using these, and I've ordered a couple more sets as well, so I'm a believer.
Now, I see that their secret ingredient is Costa Rican coffee oil.
If Costa Rican coffee oil is in something, Dan, it can't be bad.
I couldn't agree more. It's one of my favorite places. I love coffee, and their coffee, and even their cigars are surprisingly good. So this has to be good. Now, where are they located? Are they like Canadian or something? I see it spelled HONOUR Essentials.com.
From what I understand, they're here in the U.S. I mean, from everything I know, I don't know that off the top of my head, but they were big with Earth Day, promoting their products. It fit in well with that. So, yeah, they do spell it Honors with O-U-R. So, give it a try. Good guys that run this company, and they're trying to do good for the environment as well.
Hey, that's always a plus. We need more people to do that, and then less of us will get sunburned so bad because of the ozone being depleted, right?
Yeah, exactly. I don't know which way we're going with that, but anything we put on your skin, if it's natural, I'm for it.
I couldn't agree more. Okay, what else you got?
I've been bombarded, Dan, since CES, the Consumer Electronics Show, with a bunch of new style desks that people are pitching me online. But there's one that I really wanted to try. It's called the Edge Desk. So it's kind of a kneeling type desk. I can't work on a standing desk with what I do, but this simulates sitting more than the standing desks do. And we've all heard about, sitting is the new smoking, etc. So I don't know if this is going to extend your life expectancy, like they say in the pitches. But a kneeling desk created, it's comfortable, and I haven't suffered at all with productivity. So worth a try. The Edge Desk. It looks a little funky, but it does work.
All those products look a little funky. I like the people that sit on those like big, what look like exercise balls, and they sit on those all day to work. That's pretty funky looking too. But some people swear by it. Who are we to say, right?
Good for your core is what I'm told. I'll try anything as long as I can keep getting work done.
There you go. And that's when you're not traveling. When you're in your office. Wait, I shouldn't say office. I should say your testing lab.
Yeah, well, the testing lab or the office, that looks like I should be on an episode of Hoarders sometime.
Very, very true, I'm sure. All right, what else you got for us?
Well, something that doesn't take up a lot of real estate, Dan, and maybe you wouldn't have thought about this as a Father's Day gift, but they come now attractively packaged and really does make a cool gift. So Any Sharp USA, they make knife sharpeners, scissor sharpeners that are a great gift. They help sharpen graters and choppers. And for $22, they make this little container type thing that is a knife sharpener, and it works really well. And for anyone that spends time in a kitchen, a workroom type thing, or me, a testing lab, it's good to have a sharp pair of scissors and a knife there, a box cutter, and this would make a great gift for a daddy. I'm sure your dad is sharpening something.
Absolutely. Well, I'm the chef in my family, so I've always got a dull knife in the kitchen, so I would also appreciate that. I still would rather get that travel package I spoke about earlier, so again, if my daughter's listening, but this knife sharpener sounds pretty cool to me, too.
She may not have any money left after the European trip.
Exactly.
So this might be affordable for her. So don't complain, Dan. Either a Antonio or a knife sharpener. It's a hard decision.
Just having my daughter around is a gift for me. So I don't need anything more. She's obviously listening tonight, so that's why I had to say that. All right. So that was AnySharpUSA.com. You could check out the line there. And I believe you've got one more item to talk about. And this is one that I'm certainly familiar with, and I'm sure everybody's familiar with, but maybe it's a little bit different today.
Yeah, before all the smart clothing we're wearing now, the microfibers, the moisture wicking stuff, there was a company called Munsingwear. I know you remember, Dan. They had the penguin was their logo,
sure.
And they made kind of the fashionable lifestyle golf tennis type clothing, and they kind of went away, and now they're back. They were bought by another company, so they've changed the name. It's originalpenguin.com, And like Munsingwear, they have the styles that we all know and are familiar with, but now they're making them with the fabrics that we actually can wear on the golf course and not, drowned in our own sweat. So shirts, shorts, women's clothes. It's back. My parents dressed me in these when I was a young kid, and if you're nostalgic or looking for something new to wear, good price point for these men's polos, and you can wear them on the golf course or off. I kind of like the designs.
Hey, everything that's old is new again. It comes back.
It does. And the Penguin logo, the first time I saw it at the PGA show, they had them last year. They had some samples there. I was taken aback, and I remember that. And sure enough, the guy, the new CEO, was nodding, and that's what they're trying to get. People are familiar with the brand.